You are listening and watching to a very special podcast. I believe we have more on Rosemary Fury and her family. Please enjoy. Thank you. There once were two men. They went by the names of course, Nathan and Thomas. Thomas and Nathan were close. They weren't friends. They weren't cousins. You could say they have a bit of a relationship. But that all changed one day when Nathan was heading towards the bus. He headed over there, and not realizing, somebody took a swing at him. Moments later, Thomas was running towards the medical center. Thomas came to the front desk.
Hi, I'm looking for someone by the name of Nathan. Nathan Kelly. Is he here?
Nathan? Oh, yes! That young gentleman. And you are?
I'm his boyfriend. Thomas.
Oh, yes. Come with me. Thomas followed, scared out of his wits. He was shocked to find his boyfriend was beaten up.
Oh my God. Nate, what happened to you? Don't worry about me. No. Who did this to you? Your face, It was a stupid crime. You know those crimes against people like us? They hate us because of what we are. I hate this. I hate this so much, Thomas. I hate how we're still being treated this way. Oh, I'm here, Nate. I'm here.
The two men huddled against each other. The nurse couldn't help but watch them, feeling sympathy. No disgust on her face, just sympathy. She shook her head. God, it's still happening these days. They're still going on about it. What is wrong with people? So phobic over the fact that they can't accept the fact of same-gender relationships. She muttered to herself, to no one. She hated how this kind of stuff was still ongoing, with the whole race crimes and other hateful crimes out there. It just made her so upset, made her want to lose faith in humanity. But it looks like perhaps some parts of her faith in humanity will be restored soon enough. In the meantime, Rosemary blew a little candle flickering. You smell that? Smells like cherries, doesn't it? And blossoms, too. Hey, you look scared. Are you scared? Rosemary said. You better be. Look at what you did to that guy. Do you realize what you have done? It's because of you. It's going to take him a while to heal from all of this. But it's going to take him a long time to trust people like you. You bashed him in the face. How could you? And look at all these picket signs and picketing graves of people that have died. People that you find different because they like the same gender as them. The guy spat out things hateful.
It's a sin! Why can't you get that rammed through your head?
He said. Oh, really? You find it a sin?
Yes. God can't accept people like them.
Let me tell you something. Have you ever heard of how it doesn't matter what kind of gender, orientation, race, or anything. God still loves you, no matter what responsibilities or whatever you're dealing with. Besides, have you ever heard of how Jesus was very close to his disciples?
Are you trying to paint a portrait? It's disgusting. It also says it in the Bible. Are you saying God is a hypocrite?
No, I'm not saying that. Of course, he does love people no matter what. But let me tell you something. The reason why, because a man shouldn't lie with another man, is because they were too busy creating a colony, free. They were trying to create an empire for the world in Jerusalem. Well, not an empire, but more like a generation to generation. Have you ever considered the fact that a lot of people like that, do you know how many times they came out to their families about what they are? Do you know the rejection, the acceptance, or perhaps maybe the fact that some of them commit suicide because they couldn't be accepted for who they are? It really does suck, doesn't it? Can you imagine that rejection? How they want to be loved and they never got the whole acceptance? Have you ever take that into consideration before bashing him in the face?
It is still a sin, and he'll burn in hell for what he's done.
You're going to be the one to burn in hell for what you've done. It's all about acceptance. Be fruitful and multiply. Not just the whole relations with others. Ever heard of the phrase, come one, come all, get together, make love? Sexual relations, now does it?
Are you trying to apply that for everyone? It's not always for everyone. Those people are sinners. Sinners!
I don't have time to listen to your crap. If you can't learn to accept, then I'm not going to accept a hater into my life. Rosemary that used her corruption and killed the man. His screams were echoed throughout the factory. In blood, Rosemary wrote the words UNITY, unity, and circled it. Then she wrote a message that said, all people should be treated equally. That's what it says in the Declaration of Independence. But it seems some people are still forgetting that. They can't accept the fact that there are some people that cannot accept the fact that they themselves have to deal with such horrendous things. It amazes me that everyone is so blind with ignorance that one man would go and hurt another because of their orientation or for who they are, and they just can't accept that. Isn't that terrible? Isn't it? When the police found the body, they also found the message and they were shocked. Of course, maybe they didn't respect the person doing this crime. However, reading that message made them feel sorrowful. The man there was just a hater because of the person who was just different from all the rest. On the news, That's where the crime photo of the guy was shown. But in retrospect, the two men, Thomas and Nathan, were very happy to receive a wild donation of money from an anonymous source. There, Nathan gave his speech.
It's amazing. I mean, I never thought that someone would give the generosity to help us. I feel like I'm healed, and I feel great. I think we're gonna be okay,
he said while taking Thomas's hand, and they both hugged each other. Cheers were heard from all around. Watching the news from the hospital, the nurse smiled. Maybe there is still good out there, she muttered to herself to no one. Unknown to her, someone from behind agreed. Yes, there is still hope in humanity. It was Ophelia. She turned and swiftly vanished. The girl turned around. She saw there was nobody there, and then she said, "Yeah, I guess there is," she muttered to herself again. Pansy couldn't help but sit there in wonder. "Sister?" "Yes, sister," Rosemary said. "Is it true that God loves people, no matter if the person is just different from their orientation?" "Of course, sister." "Is there such a thing as sin? How come they said that in the Old Testament? I just don't understand," Pansy asked. "Sister, they're just trying to create a generation for the people in Jerusalem. It wasn't supposed to be considered sin. They just wanted to be fruitful and multiply. That's all they were trying to do." "Really, sister?" "Of course. Believe me, what kind of God would he be if he didn't accept people from just their race or their orientation or anything else? Love is love, sister. We have to make love and not war. But we are making war, sister, towards people that cannot accept this. True. But that's the punishment they deserve for what they've done. And it's high time they know their place. I know I would. And I'm tired of people getting hurt. I'm tired of people. I'm tired of this society. It's like we want to have our revenge upon them. We want to make the world a better place. But why are we trying to when people are trying to ruin it?" This made Pansy nod. "Yes, sister. It's just not fair. People tell you it has to be that way. But what if we can make a change into it? Think about it." "Yes, of course, sister. It shouldn't be this way. I know. Just imagine it. Can you feel it?" Can you feel it? The excitement in the air. It's going to be magical, sister. Now we must retreat. We have more and much to do before the next mission from those Evermore agents. And so they were on their way. Thanks for listening and watching. And I have only about a few more stories, or maybe one more. That depends. Are you guys enjoying it so far? Sorry if it's a little too gruesome, but I really hope I'm not trying to scare you. I really don't mean to scare you. But, I don't know. It's just the mindset I have. But anyway, I really hope you guys enjoy it. See you next time.